Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with Shane McGuigan. We're here at your gym in Wandsworth. Let's talk about upcoming fights. You've obviously got a big show on Saturday night with a number of your fighters out, including Chantel Cameron, Chris Billam-Smith, etc. And then you've got Josh Taylor in the big WBSS quarterfinal on November the 3rd in Glasgow. How do you balance as a trainer the fighters being at different stages of their camp for different fight dates? Is that, especially when it comes to group things that they do together?
Do very little group things, and that's why we balance it quite well. The camp is if they're fighting 12-round fights, unless they're a young guy like Lee McGregor, he needs maybe 6-8 weeks for a 12-round fight because they're just naturally fitter when they're younger. So, but and he doesn't have as much weight to shift. But normally the likes of Josh Taylor, Campbell, Groves, they come in 12 weeks out, give a week per round. And we'll sort of start sparring about 8 weeks out, light sparring twice a week, and then from about 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out, we'll up it to 3 days a week for those last sort of 3-4 weeks, and then taper it down. I monitor their progress through their sparring. In terms of their circuit training, they sometimes do that together. They do depends on where their camp is. They'll do different time variables, whether it's like one, which is like work rest. So say it's 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. As they get closer to the fight, they do much more. They do shorter work, higher rest, because they don't need to build the engine. So in terms of the S&C, Daryl's doing some strength work over there with someone. So he's very, very, very meticulous on how he structures their programs, different phases. So, and I'm the same with pad work. We start off doing rounds. Do a lot of grafting rounds, and then as the camp gets on, we'll do just more time, which we work on combinations, work on explosive stuff, fill in the gaps with feints, movement, jabs, and that's how I work it. It seems to be working pretty well for me right now. So.
And what about fight night itself? So like Saturday night, for example, you've got a lot of fighters on the bill. How do you cope with kind of being in the corner, going back to the change room, going back out again for the next fight potentially?
I think that's the only stressful thing, because I like to wrap their hands and I like to get them warm. But you've got to compromise, and ultimately they're in fights that they've got a higher percentage chance of winning. When they're up at 50-50 fights, the likes of Davies versus Taylor, or Groves Eubank or Groves Smith, we make sure we don't have many people on the bill. That's just the way we've got to do it. That's it really. That's the way I like to sort of work it. But I do like to have a lot of people in camp because they like to push each other on, and even if they see someone else doing the pads, see someone else doing the strength or doing the sparring, it kind of goes, all right, well, I'm not the only one in here slogging away. And we go out and do runs, and I'll push them on in the runs. That's about the only thing I can compete with them. And then it's just you try and make it as team orientated as possible, but they're all individuals, they've all got different body shapes, they've all got different attributes, so I try to work with them individually.
Is that another way in which your assistant Josh Pritchard becomes even more valuable, in that you're not going to be around, you're not going to have as much spare time on fight night, but they know him just as well and he can be around them?
Yeah, he's very good at wrapping the hands as well, and very good at keeping people calm. He's got a nice presence about him. Been there, done it as well. He's obviously he can't box anymore, but he's always been a very mature, level-headed guy. And although he's 24, he's a father now, and he's very mature. So they all hold him in high regard and respect him. So he's a really imperative part of the team.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for your time, Shane. Thank you, Titan, for your time. He just seems to have perked up. Yeah, wants to get in on the action. And he's here at the gym every day, I believe. You were saying you walk him from your apartment down the road.
About 120. No, yeah, from the house about 120 metres. So he comes in with me, and that's it. He's the gym mascot. He's the good luck charm.
Well, thanks you both, and best of luck on Saturday night and then 3rd of November.